Welcome back guys. In this video I am going to talk about the binary search but in the recursive way. So in my previous video before that when I was talking about the binary search in the iterative way. But here I will talk about the recursive way and I'll make it very simple. Usually what happens is when somebody will ask you to write the program in the recursive way, you'll get confused because generally we don't write, but today I'll explain you how the same thing you can understand in the easy way. So let's say if you try to remember the binary search what I explained earlier, let me remind again and then we'll start with the concept. So first let's say that how we do a binary search. Okay, so assume that you have array and you have data called, let's say, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma, let's say you have 10 and you have 12. So this is one sorted array guys, and you need to perform the binary search on that. So generally our practice is what we do, we run one for loop. Okay, the for loop will start where you will do end I is equal to 0, because of course you need to run a for loop because you are going to search a number in the array, so you need to run a for loop and you do till less than n, right, where n is equal to the length of the array. That's how you do that guys. But inside that what logic you write, we need to focus, we need to understand that. So usually what we do in case of binary search, since it is the sorted array, which means the data is in actually ascending order. When you have data in the ascending order, how do you find the middle here? To find the middle, what we do is, this is our left index, this is our right index, right? So to find the middle, what we do left plus right by 2, whereas the left is equal to 0, starting index, r is equal to the number of element in the array, which is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 and by 2, which is nothing but 2, right? So guys, if I will rewrite this array again, if I'll rewrite the array again, what happens is my array is going to be 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 10 comma 12 guys, right? Now focus guys here. What is the so let's, if you look at here, this is your starting index, this is your ending index, and this is your middle. So 0 1 2, right? So 0 1 and 2. So yeah, 0 1 2. So this is your middle index, right? You got it? So this is your middle index when you calculate like this: 0 1 2 3 4 5. So 0 plus 5 by 2. When you start with 1 1 2 3 4 5 6, then you have to do that n minus 1, because when you are counting from 1, so you have to do n minus 1 because the array index start from 0. So anyways you have to do n minus 1. So I counted with 0 0 1 2 3 4 5, right? So this is your middle guys, and this is your right index. Now tell me one thing. You are, let's say in this binary search, you are looking for a number is equal to 10. Assume that you are looking for number is equal to 10. In that case, look, check, put one conditions here. Inside the for loop you are putting one conditions: if my array of m is equal to the number which I am looking for, 10. If this is the case, then what we do, we return middle index usually, right? If this is the case. But here, is this the case? No, because this guy is the 3. So is 3 is equal to 10? No, right? Then we write one more if conditions: if my array of m, if this guy is actually less than the number I am looking for, right? Now let's say this is the conditions, what will we do? So let's say if the number which I am looking for is the middle is less than the number I am looking for, in that case guys, if you focus, is there any point to work on this side? No, right? Because this, your middle itself is the lower one, so there is no point of working this side, which means your answer, where is your answer guys? Your answer is going to be somewhere 4 to 12. So this part will give you the answer, right? Again, if you look at here guys, now what is the remaining part you need to process? So you need to process 4 comma 10 comma 12. So this is the array you need to process. When you need to process in the array, again what you have to do, you have to divide this array into the two part, again, because it's a sorted array. So your left is going to be the here, your right is going to be the here, right? You got it? So where is the left? Left came here actually, right? So left came here, which means if your middle element is lesser than the number you are looking for, actually your left is becoming middle plus 1. Remember this line, very important line. Your left is going to be the middle plus 1, right? Because you need to calculate this side, right? Now how do you find the middle here again? By using the same formula. So the middle is going to be left plus right by 2. So this is what is the index number 4? This is 0 1 2 3. So it is going to be the 3 plus 0 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 by 2, 8 by 2 is equal to 4, right? So what is the 4? This is 1 2 3 and 4 is the this is 0 1 2 3 and 10 is equal to 4. So this is the 4, which means you will qualify here and you will return the data, right? And this everything was happening inside the for loop. So you have started for loop here, you have ended here. You got it? So this we call it as iterative process. In iterative process, we run a for loop and we write certain conditions. So guys, when actually the middle index was lesser than the number I was looking for, I did m plus 1, right? Because I have to search after the middle index, which I have explained you. Now consider the case, the second case. Let's remove this. Right? So now consider the case, consider the case where you have 12. Now consider the case where this is left, this is right, and you are looking for, let's say, the number is equal to 2. So what you will do? You are looking for number is equal to 2. In this case, again you will run one for loop, right? The for loop will start from 0 to n, okay, just for the sake of understanding, and then you will find the middle. So when you find the middle, it is going to be L plus R 0 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 by 2, which is nothing but 2. So your middle is going to be here, right? Now try to understand here inside the for loop. If you look at, guys, if a of m is equal to let's say the number which I am looking for, so I am looking for 2. If this is the case, no, right, then it will not return. Now we have to write one more case. If a of m, the earlier case, if this guy is actually less than the number I am looking for, then L became m plus 1. This I have already explained, right? Just before this I have explained, but this is not the conditions here. Here it is going to be else if. Here actually a of m, here actually it is bigger than 2, right? This is the case here we have. So guys, understand here, this is 3, the number you are looking for 2, which means your middle is higher, which means your answer will be this side. Then is there any point of processing the entire this side array? No, right? So this got cancelled. You got it, the benefit of binary search. Now your answer is here, which means you're actually, when your answer is here, then again you need to find middle in this, which means your R will come here, your higher index will come here, lower is here, you need to find the middle. So in this case, what happened? Your R became m minus 1, right? Technically, if you look at here, it was m, but you have to bring the R here because you need to find middle in this. Between left and right, you need to find the middle. So middle became your R became middle minus 1. So you got it. Your R became middle minus 1 and you will get the output now. If you will go and find the middle now, it is going to be 0 plus 1 by 2 is equal to 1 and 1 is 2 and 2 is equal to 2, the number you are looking for. So this we call it as iterative, and you got it. In the first example, we have to do that m plus 1 and then m minus 1. You got it? This is the two things you need to take care. Now the same thing can we do through recursion? The same thing can we do through recursions? Let's try to understand, right? So look at the recursion which I have taken the example, guys. In my binary search, it takes an array, it takes left, it takes right, and it's a number you are looking for. Very simple example. Now what is the conditions? If right greater than is equal to left. So as I told, you look at here, guys, in any case your actually the right will never it will be never less than left. Okay, your right will be always greater than left. Even in the first case, when your left was here, right was here, right? Even let's say you have divided this array into these two part. Now even if you will go and divide this array into the two part, again this is going to be the left. Assume that, just for understanding, this is going to be the right. So there is no case where your left is going to greater than r. There is no case. Okay, there is no case, because always when you go and divide the array, your first index is going to be the lowest one, the last one is the highest one, and in between you will find the middle one. Okay, so your lowest will be always lesser than the right index. So that is the precautionary measure we have written that yes, it can be equal. Okay, it can be equal some point of time, but it will be never more than right. Okay, so this is our conditions, right? Now go inside that same thing to find the middle, left plus right by 2, whereas right is equal to the number of element in the array. And actually I'm counting from 0 1 2. If you count from 1 2 3 4, you have to do n minus 1. So right minus 1 you have to do. Now if my middle is, if when I get the middle and if matches the number which I'm looking for, return the middle, right? If not, right, if not, which means look at these conditions, guys. You focus the conditions which I have written. This I did for the iterative process. Same you can write in the recursions. If not, call the same method by supplying the array. Okay, supplying the left, the first is the left, and right is going to be the middle plus 1. Why? Because here the middle is greater than x, right? So when I was looking for number is equal to 2, so let's say I have let me rewrite, I mean don't need to rewrite. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 12 you are looking for number is equal to 2. So in that case, you know, you will fall here, and when you will fall here, your r will be m minus 1, which I have already explained. So this is your left, and your right is going to be the middle minus 1, and the x, the number you are looking for. So what happens? From here compiler will go and again it will call the same method, again the same thing will happen. But one thing we need to understand here, guys, when your compiler call from here itself, you know, there is another call here. You can see that this will get stored into your stack memory. This will get stored into your stack memory, and this will get stored the same whatever, you know, binary search you have. This will get stored binary search, whatever array, then whatever, you know, middle plus 1, then comma right, comma x. This will get stored. Why this will get stored? Because your program is returned from here itself, so the last line did not get executed. So this will go and this will be stored into the stack. Okay, that's how the recursion works, guys. Now when actually it will go back, and let's say you are looking for, in the first attempt you are looking for number is equal to what you are looking for, number is equal to, let's say 2, right? When you are looking for number is equal to 2 in the first case, assume that. So you came here, when you came here you went back. Okay, when you went back, again you are calling that. So here you will check for right greater than is equal to left. So basically when you called this, left was how much? Left has no change, which is 0. Right middle minus 1. So in the first attempt my middle was, what was my middle? It was 2, right? So in this time when this guy called middle minus 1, my r became 1. Okay, here my r became 1. So you second time when you are calling it, it is a middle minus 1. So when it is a middle minus 1, I have calculated here, right? So r became 1. So of course, and L was 0. Of course, you know, 1 is greater than equal to 0, it will come inside. I will find the middle again. When I will find the middle again, now my middle is going to be 1. I got 1, right? So I will get the middle is equal to 1. So now what happens? Array of middle, array of 1 is equal to x. Yes, because the array of middle, in this case 1 2 3 we have, right? So I got middle is equal to 1, which means the data will get 2. When I will get the 2, which means this is the data I was looking for. right? So now what will happen, this program will get terminated, because it will return the middle is equal to 2 from here. Sorry, middle is equal to, yeah, it will return middle is equal to 2 from here. When it will return the middle is equal to 2 from here, guys, okay, because you are returning that the middle. So ideally it will not return the 2, because I am returning the index. So index, how much it was? It was 1. So ideally it will return 1. When it will return 1 from here, it will come to, so actually, you know, it will work like this. So it will return 1 here, right? Then your program will go to the stack, and it will look for what is the piece of code which need to be executed. So again it will call this line, binary search. So now this line will get called. When this line will get called, your array middle plus 1. So what was the middle? 1, which means it will get called 1 plus 1. So here it is going to be the 2. And what is the right side, guys? So the right side, what was the earlier? It was 1. Right side was 1, so it will be 1 here. So when the call will go again, it will check these conditions. If the right hand side greater than is equal to left hand side, no, right? Because is 1 greater than is equal to 2? No, right? This is no. When this is no, it will not go inside, and finally you will get output as a first index. Finally, not first index 1 you will get, okay, and array start from the 0, so you will get 1. So middle you will get a 1, finally you will get the output is equal to 1. You got it? That's how recursions work, and it's pretty simple, straightforward. This middle minus 1 and middle plus 1, actually if you know the iterative way, in a iterative way, to this is middle plus 1, this is middle minus 1, same thing, guys, they are doing it here. They are just checking that if middle is equal to higher than the number you are looking for, right? If middle is higher, then in that case what we did, we did m minus 1, right? Right hand side we did m minus 1. Same thing this guy is doing, that right hand side m minus 1, left hand side no impact. Now there is another case where, you know, the middle is lesser than. So let's say I was looking for number is equal to 10, which I have explained you, right? In that case what happens, there is no point, you know, searching before middle, right? There is no point searching before middle. So let me just make it very, very clear, this program, so that you will not have any confusion. And guys, the last point which I have explained, the storing into the stack, is very, very important. So guys, look at this, why they have done like this. So as I said, when this is the array, right? So let me rewrite again, 1 2 3 4 10 comma 12, right? So if this is the case, assume that this is your left, this is your right, this is your middle, right? You are looking for number is equal to 10. When you are looking for number is equal to 10, and let's say if your middle, so a of m is already lesser than the number, right? Is that really make any sense to work this side? No, right? No, right? In that case, where we need to work? We need to work somewhere here, right? Our output will be somewhere here. In that case, again we need to divide this array into the two pieces to make it more optimized. So when I have to divide this array into the two pieces, my left will come here, my right is here, and I need to find middle in this, right? So when I will find a middle in this, my middle is going to be here by left plus right by 2 formula, right? So my middle will come here. You got it? That is the reason whenever your middle is lesser than the number you are looking for, right? In that case, what is happening is, in that case actually your left is going to be middle plus 1. Is not this is the same case? Your left is going to be the middle plus 1, right? If the middle is greater, your right is going to be the middle plus 1. So assume that the same array, okay, assume that, let me write the same array again, let me make it very clear, 1 2 3 4 10 comma 12, and this time you are looking for number is equal to, let's say, 2. You are looking for 2. So when you are looking for 2, you know what happens? This is your left, this is your right, and this is your middle. When you are looking for 2, which means now the middle itself is the higher. When the middle is higher, is there any sense of working this side? No, right? So in this case, what happens? When your middle is higher, which means your right somewhere, your output will be here, right? somewhere your output will be here. So this is your right now. So now we need to find middle in this, right? So right is coming here. So so basically right is equal to, okay, right is equal to a minus 1, right? Is not this is the same case? Is not this is the same case? That's what it is recursion, guys, nothing else. Only in recursion what happens is whenever your actually compiler will return from here itself, this will go into the stack which I have explained you. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this. Hope you will be able to write this program in the interview.